Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Movies in the Mancave. I'm Jared.
And I'm Cody. This week we've got another list for you, and we're going to start running down maybe some of our favorite movies from a particular actor.
Right.
And sort of alphabetical order this week at least, we're going to start with Adam Sandler. So, very classy guy who's been in a lot of classy
favorite.
movies.
Yeah,
and we're going to run down our top 5 each of what we think are his greatest films. Jared, why don't you start us off with your number 5?
Number 5 is one of his most recent ones, and is Grown Ups. Stars Adam Sandler, obviously. Kevin James, Chris Rock is in there, David Spade.
A slew of comedy stars.
It is hilarious. It's pretty, terrible story-wise and all that stuff, but the comedy in there, the guys haven't lost a step. It's just classic Adam Sandler comedy in there, and it was just really hilarious. I really enjoyed watching it. I felt like I was, a kid again watching Adam Sandler movies and everything. It was really good.
Have to admit, I haven't seen it, but I am looking forward to it. Yeah. I like Kevin James a lot, so I think they pair well together.
They all added their thing in there. It was really done well. And Rob Schneider's in there, of course, too.
Well, you can't get around that, I don't think. So, my number 5 is not newer. It's kind of somewhere in the middle of his career. It's Big Daddy. I enjoyed seeing that one a lot. It's one I've rewatched many times, as much for Adam Sandler as it is for the little cute kid in it who's named Frankenstein when he is given the options. Yeah. So I like watching the little kid, like watching the movie, and Rob Schneider's in it.
And who didn't run around saying Scuba Steve and stuff after
Scuba
that?
Steve! Scuba Steve! So, good movie.
Very good movie. My number 4 is Happy Gilmore. It's obviously a classic. It's got the Bob Barker scene in there. I think everybody knows about that Bob Barker scene. Ben Stiller's character in there is just a jerk, and it's just hilarious because it's Ben Stiller in there. His grandma in that movie is hilarious. Just everything about that movie, I loved it.
Okay. My number 4 is a little bit off the beaten path for his movies. It's Airheads, which I think you like a lot.
Yep.
I love it. It's about a bunch of misfit guys in a band who are trying to get their song played on the radio. Adam Sandler plays Pip, who is a pool man.
And the drummer.
Kind of slow in the head. He is the drummer. Very funny movie. A lot of cameos in that one.
Oh, yeah. Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah, that's a nice guest appearance to have in your movie. I think he's really funny in that one. Again, one of his older ones, but very good.
And I don't believe that Rob Schneider's in that.
Of all the cameos, he's probably the one missing. Yeah. So, wow.
Awesome. Well, my number 3 is The Wedding Singer, with Drew Barrymore is in that movie. I don't believe Rob Schneider's in that one either.
I couldn't tell you. It's been a
while. Just great comedy. It's set back in the 80s, so it's got just the crazy 80s fashion, the 80s music and everything, and it's just done really almost spoof-like, but not quite reaches there. It has a lot of references to things from the 80s and everything. This makes it really funny. So there's a scene with the CD player. He comes home with the CD player, and none of them know what it's about, and I don't know. I love it.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I remember so much when I was a kid.
My number 3 movie is a remake. It is The Longest Yard, which came out a couple of years ago. It is an ungritty reboot, I guess you could say, of the Burt Reynolds version from the 70s. I watched the new one, loved it, hilarious. Yeah. I watched the old one expecting more of the same, and it really didn't do it for me. A lot of people will probably chastise me for that, but I like the new one a lot better than the old one. He plays a quarterback in jail. Hilarity ensues, I guess.
Yeah. And Burt Reynolds makes a...
He does make a pretty big role.
Yeah, it's a pretty big role.
Chris Rock is in that one, really, and he does a really nice job.
Yep.
Funny movie.
Number 2 is Billy Madison, and believe it or not, that was my favorite movie in first grade. Not really a good movie for a first grader to be watching.
He has a scene in first grade,
exactly.
So it makes sense.
He's a first grader, he's a second grader.
Yeah,
it only makes sense. It's just hilarious. Every single kid in my class growing up, we did the, stop looking at me, Schwan. We did that like every single day. The squirting suntan lotion, smiley, quotes galore from that movie for my class. It was hilarious.
Good choice. My number 2 is one of yours, Happy Gilmore. Another sports-related one. It's no football, but it's, I think, the better movie. like you said, the Bob Barker scene,
Yeah.
and a plethora of others that just make it a fun movie to watch. A lot more fun than watching golf. It's, I think,
Yeah.
what we wish golf would be
And some
like.
excellent Subway product placement. And
Lots of product placement,
a
but
ton of it.
what can you do? It's golf. They need all the help they can get.
My number one Adam Sandler movie was on your list, and it is
Okay.
Airheads.
Oh, I didn't know that was going to be so high on your list.
It is just, it's just hilarious. It's got Steve Buscemi is in there, in the main role. Brendan Fraser's in there, and Adam Sandler. The three of them as mid '90s rock stars. It is just awesome, and it's got they take over the radio station. Hilarity ensues, as you will. Like the protesters are outside. Everything about that movie is amazing. I could watch that movie probably every minute of every day.
Good soundtrack to go along with it.
It's a great soundtrack, and I always get that song stuck in my head. What's Johnny doing out on a
Degenerate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We both just sang on the internet.
You're welcome.
What's Johnny doing out on a Tuesday night? Johnny can't read, Johnny can't write. Kids just don't understand. Johnny don't care about the world as long as he can do his girl and prove that he's a man. Degenerated.
So that's my number one movie, Airheads. I love it.
I had no idea that would be so high. It's a good
Yeah.
choice. It's definitely one I like to watch over and over. Along the same lines, I picked it just for rewatchability, is Billy Madison. I knew we'd have a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
I was going to guess 3 movies overlap, and that's
Yep.
about where we are. I must have seen it 20 times, and I could watch it again right now and be just as content watching it again.
Yeah.
So many lines, like you said, the shampoo conditioner fight in the bathtub.
Yeah.
We've all done it. We've all been in the bath and discussed the merits between shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
And it's Norm Macdonald, I think, plays a nice side role in that one. And I could watch it 100 more times
Yeah.
and be equally happy with it.
Pretty much every day when I'm packing my lunch, I yell to myself, "Where's my snack pack?" And it's always right there in the fridge. So, I don't know.
Wonderful.
Great
Good
movie.
list. Congratulations. I think you did a
Yes,
nice job
I
with
agree
that.
with yours.
Since
So.
they're mostly the same, there's not too much to argue about, I don't think.
No.
But if you want to argue with us and you have some things that you think we left off, that's why we have comments. Put it down in the comments. He just pointed to where it's at. You can't miss it. Leave a comment. Give us your top 5 list and what you think. Shall we move on to the quote?
We shall move on to the quote.
What was our quote last week, Jared?
Last week's quote was, "You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy."
You can see it right here on the screen. This is our winner from this week. Congratulations. We're going to take a look at the clip.
You're my boy, Blue! You're my boy.
Is there anyone more quotable than Will Ferrell? I
No.
think not.
Especially not when that movie came out. Everyone was singing "Dust in the Wind." Everybody was yelling, "You're my boy, Blue." It's pretty
I think
funny.
we will run out of shows before we run out of Will Ferrell
Oh, by
quotes.
far.
I would think
By
so.
far.
All right, we have another quote this week. Remember the theme. Jared, what's our quote?
Our quote is, "Jack Nicholson now or 1974?"
Figure it out. Put it in the comments. Get your name on our show next week.
It's a huge deal.
A huge deal. Okay. Moving on to movies coming out this week. We've got a couple sequels. Which one are you looking forward to most?
I guess I'm probably looking forward to The Hangover 2 the most. Mostly because I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, which has a sequel coming out this weekend as
It's
well.
a week of sequels.
Yep. It could almost be called The Weekquels End. That was a terrible joke.
It was a weak joke.
Why did you write that?
Yeah.
That was awful.
I'm a
Oh,
little
wait.
concerned about The Hangover 2 being The Hangover 1 in Thailand.
yeah.
Which
Zach-
wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I
Zach
really like.
Galifianakis has a shaved head.
That's true. He's got less hair, so it's a new movie.
That's right.
And they get a Mike Tyson tattoo on their face.
And the monkey.
So a monkey instead of
What's
a baby.
with the show and monkeys?
So, and Kung Fu Panda 2. I really enjoyed Kung Fu Panda.
I haven't seen it.
You're a Jack Black guy.
I know.
I can't believe you haven't seen it. Jack Black, good voice actor. A lot of big names in that one. I hope it lives up to the first one. But I think you go out and see either one of those, and you will be equally happy this week.
Excellent.
Is that it?
I believe that is all. So
Leave your comments down below. Anything you like about the show, suggestions you have, we will try to do them for you. And
Excellent
I guess
day.
we will see you next week.
next weekers.